Alright, it is Thursday morning, the day of the round of 64, starting in less than an hour. It's 11:18, so we got literally less than an hour to do this. But we are going to do our Rip Lounge bracket. So basically, I'm going to be asking you guys in chat who you think is going to win. Basically, the first name we see will be the one that we go with. If we do a different, if we have a disagreement, I will either do a poll or we'll have a deciding factor on who gets the vote. If, for example, Yeti and Shaken, you guys say two different ones, we will always go against Shaken. So in case you guys want to know, I'll always make sure that it's fair for everyone other than the trolls. I'm just messing with you guys. Here we go. Let's do this. Yeah, exactly. Fade Shaken, Asa. That's what I'm saying. Duke Sienna. Haha, gotcha, Shaken. Duke Sienna. Gotta go Duke, right? Simple. Simple as go Duke against 16. Keep it easy. Exactly, Duke. Ohio State TCU, this is the first game of the day, and I've seen a lot of people leaning on both sides of it. I know Bruce Thornton. Yep, I know Bruce Thornton is on Ohio State, hence why I've been leaning Ohio State recently. I was almost going to wear my D'Angelo Russell Warriors jersey to represent Ohio State today, but I figured, I'll rock the Sonics instead. But Ohio State over TCU, I like the pick. Shaken, I like the pick. St. John's, Northern Iowa, I think I'm going to go St. John's here. I love Patino. I love what they've built over there. I think I'm leaning St. John's. If you guys, yeah, I think we're leaning St. John's there. Kansas versus CA Baptist. Let's see, they're giving Kansas a big odds to win this one. Obviously, Darren Peterson, probably the best player in all of college basketball. He needs to have a really, really big tournament to secure himself as the #1 pick. This game right here is going to be incredible. We'll get into that in a bit. Louisville versus USF. You heard me saying it earlier that I'm kind of rooting for USF here. Shaken, you agree with me? I like it. Let's do USF. Let's go USF over Louisville. I'm leaning it too. They're giving them, let's see, if we go to the, does it not tell us just their odds? Here it is. So Louisville's favorite was 76% odds to win. Decision tree gives Louisville 75%. Cardinals are one of the biggest question marks heading into the tournament due to the status of freshman Mikael Brown Jr. missed the tournament. Louisville went 7-5 without him. Cardinals take over 52% of their shots behind the arc. Yeah, Louisville's best player is hurt. They take over 50% of their shots from three, which tells me if they have one bad shooting game against USF, they could lose. USF is a balanced team that ranks in the top 60 nationally on both offensive and defensive efficiency. 5 starts, all averaging over 11 points per game. I like our pick. I like this little upset here. USF over them. If Louisville struggles from defense or from shooting, and USF can play good defense, I kind of like it. Michigan State versus North Dakota State. Got to go Michigan State, right? Got to go with the Spartans. I'm guessing. Yeah, I think we got to go with the Spartans here. Michigan State's just too good. 25-7, technically a little bit worse record than NDSU, but obviously Michigan playing harder competition. We're looking for Jeremy Fears Jr., which is funny enough, Jeremiah Fears' brother, and then Jackson Kohler. We actually pulled his cards a couple times in those basketball products, so go Jackson Kohler. UCLA versus USF. Are we going to go with both these southern Florida, kind of central Florida schools? We are not. We're going to go UCLA, according to Shaken. UCLA over UCF here. Let's see what UCLA says. An up-and-down season for the Bruins settled down in the weeks leading up to the big dance, with impressive wins over Illinois, Nebraska, and Michigan State. Nice. So UCLA winning against some big teams. With an efficient offense that takes care of the ball and a top 60 defense. I love to hear that. If I hear taking care of the ball, that's all I need to hear. And UConn Furman, I hate to do it. I'm not picking anyone over UConn right now. I think we got to go UConn there. Let's see what they're giving. They're giving Furman a 2% chance to win the game. I like it. Good luck them. Let's go to the South. Let's go to the South. Florida versus Prairie View. Prairie View is given a 0% chance to win the game. So I think if we're going off that, we got to go Florida. Clemson, Iowa, 8-9. It's very 50-50 here. You have 52-48 in favor of Iowa. Let's see what we have to say on both these teams, though. I'm going to be honest. Clemson, only Tigers player averaging double-digit scoring at 12. Oh, my God, that's crazy. 9 players getting 18-plus minutes. Their strength is defense. Versus Iowa. Iowa brings a slow-paced offense, holding onto the ball longer than any other team in the tournament. So it's a defensive team against a slow team. This is our first disagreement. We have one Iowa and we have one Clemson in the chat. Shout out ASAL, because I was kind of thinking if it's a weirder game, defensive game, you'd I think I'd go with the team that has the slower pacing on offense, right, in a defensive-minded game, because that shows me that it's maybe not, because they're more ready for that defense. Bennett Sturts lifts the offense as the team's leading scorer, but his shooting percentages suffered as defenses focused on him down the stretch, with Iowa losing 6 of its last 8 games. Ooh, I don't love that. Don't love that. If anyone wants to be the deciding factor, you can say it in chat. We had 1 vote for Clemson, 1 vote for Iowa. It's a really weird game. Both teams seem very mid in both facets of the game. Clemson, Iowa, I'm not seeing any other votes. Right now, I'll start with Clemson, but if we come back to that, maybe Iowa. But I don't know if I love Iowa going into this, losing 6 of their last 8 games. Don't know, that worries me. I gotta look at let's see if I can see their most recent games here. Lost to Michigan State, lost to Iowa State, lost to Illinois, lost to Purdue, beat Nebraska, lost to Michigan, only by 3 though. Lost to Nebraska. Clemson, also on kind of a losing streak, also on a bad losing streak, and a bunch of close games too. Colin says Clemson. Let's go. That's all I need to see, Yeti. We're going Clemson because of that. Vanderbilt versus McNeese. I saw Shaken earlier today was saying McNeese. I remember Shaken, you were saying that earlier. Starting the season 16-0, Vanderbilt has the offense and defense to make a run this year. Leading scorers Tyler Tanner and Duke Miles propelling offense. In fact, you can expect a lot of free throws both ways, as the Commodores' interior defense have bad habits of foul trouble. Now let's look at, let's go to McNeese. What's their stretch? Cowboys earn their first win. Their formula remains the same as McNeese. Forces turnovers early on 25% of possessions and scores 23 points per game off miscues. Despite not being very big, they're tough on the offensive glass and do most of their damage inside the arc. Exactly, Eric. We got time. Don't you worry. Are we going Vanderbilt or are we going McNeese? What do you guys want to do? Vanderbilt or McNeese? They're saying Vanderbilt's got all the tools to be a team that goes on a big run, and when I actually just did an automatic thing, like this smart bracket, it had Vanderbilt actually making it all the way, which tells me I almost want to go Vandy and have them going Vandy to the Sweet 16. I like it. Nebraska versus Troy. Nebraska, we just saw, was winning a couple of games, but also has lost recently. They're on a 4-game win streak against pretty good teams, too. Wisconsin, Illinois, Michigan State, Indiana, but they lost to Michigan, Illinois, Purdue. As for Troy, let's see. The Trojans can be a bit streaky offensively. Yeah, that's really all I need to see. Streaky offensively against Nebraska. I think I got to go Nebraska. 1-8, 5-4. I hate to be the bearer of bad news for these lower seeds, but I know one of them's not going to work out, but yeah, I don't hate it. I don't hate just going easy Nebraska. UNC versus VCU. Obviously, UNC is without their top dog in Caleb Wilson. He will be out for the tournament. Now, without him, they went 5-3, including a win over Louisville, but we have Louisville losing in the first round, so that's not great. Arizona transfer Henry Visar averaged 18 points per game since returning from his injury. They just beat Kansas in a big game, so good for them, but they lost to Michigan State, they beat Kentucky, they beat Nova, they beat Duke. As for VCU, they're on a 6-game losing streak. Make it 7. Let's go UNC. Illinois versus Penn. Anyone want to convince me to go Penn? They make 38% of their shots from long range, and they hold their opponents to 31%. As for Illinois, we saw has been beating everyone recently. Most efficient offense in the nation. Oh, I don't love a team that relies on guarding the 3. Yes, senior Ethan Roberts leads the team in tournament, but missed the Ivy League tournament with a concussion, so he likely will be played, but Penn will need Roberts to make noise in the big dance. So yeah, he says he might be coming back, but he hasn't played in a while. They're giving him a 3% chance. I hate to do this too, but I gotta go Illinois. St. Mary's versus Texas A&M. St. Mary's. Let's see. The Gales force opponents into difficult shots and capitalize, raining down 3-pointers. They're 81.1% free throw percentage. Hey, they're a disciplined team. I like hearing that. As for A&M, they just beat Auburn. Lost to Tennessee, lost to Bama, only by a couple points though. Aggies burst through the SEC bubble with an offense that was third in the conference in three-point scoring. Sure, quarterfinal loss was discouraging, but the Aggies' regular season metrics makes them a team to respect. Kind of like this little upset here for Texas A&M. I think I'm liking this upset for Texas A&M here in the 10-7 game. I know Mikey Lewis is really good, so we're going, no? You want to go St. Mary's? All right, we're going to go St. Mary's, and I'll look at this one. Let's see. I just want to see the percentage. 98-2. Houston. I'm going Houston basketball. You know I have them winning, but St. Mary's versus Houston. So unfortunately, in the South, we have all the top 8. That's how we're going to go in the South. We have no upsets down south. I feel like there's no way. If there's going to be one that happens, which one would it be? McNeese. I know you guys were trying to convince me on McNeese. I can't see it right now. Troy, I don't hate the Troy pick over Nebraska. The problem, I don't know if I can get behind Troy. Streaky offense. Head coach hopes to have 6'9" back from a knee injury. They will need him to pull off the upset. You know what, Eric? Yeah, I agree. No upsets. Let's move on. I agree. No upsets in the South. Now we're going to move on to the West. Arizona, Long Island. Do we go with our New York friends over here? They're giving them a 0% chance to win, so let's go Arizona. I love looking at that and seeing 0%. That's got to be my favorite thing. Let's see. Villanova versus Utah State. Utah State on a 4-game win streak. Balanced team with few weaknesses makes for a tough out in the big dance. They are extremely efficient offensively. Defensively, they're among the best at turning turnovers. Okay, so I like that. As for Villanova coming off a couple losses. Yeah, look at that. We got a couple of votes for, look at that, Utah. Big East stinks this year. Yeah, let's go Utah State. I like it. I like when you guys agree on this. Utah State upset. Wisco versus High Point. Let's see, they're giving High Point a 16% chance. Wisconsin is led by senior guard Nick Boyd. They average the 3rd highest points per game and the most 3-pointers in Big Ten. Yep, shaking. I'm going to agree with you. Let's just go Wisco. Actually, I will read about High Point real quick though, just so we can get something out of it. They don't play anybody. Enters the tournament on a 14-game win streak. Oh wow. Panthers are among the highest scoring team in the country, and their success begins with impressive turnover differential. Ooh. High Point hung with Purdue in its NCAA tournament debut last year, and we'll be looking to bust brackets around this time. But we're going to go Wisco. Anyone else agree? Anyone else have it, or anyone disagree with Wisco over High Point? I'll wait to see if I get a no or a yes, and then we'll move on. Wisco or High Point? I think we're just going to stick with Wisco. Alright, not seeing anything, so we're sticking with Wisco. Arkansas, Hawaii. I like Hawaii making this. So 91-9 for the odds. Arkansas, SEC champs, bring one of the nation's best, Darius Acuff Jr. That's all I need to know. We're going Arkansas, right? Yep. I love Darius Acuff. We know he's going to need a big tournament run to jump in the lottery. If he wants to go above Cam Boozer, AJ, or Darren Peterson, he'd have to basically go to the Final Four. And agree, I like John Calipari too. BYU, Texas. This is a 64-36, 6-11 matchup. So for BYU, obviously AJ Debonesa, but they're saying Texas might be able to upset Longhorns, led by Dylan Swain. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna say that I'm gonna just go with the guys we want, and I'm gonna lead BYU with AJ to go. Gonzaga versus Kennesaw State. Gonzaga has not lost as of recently. They have been winning. Talented and well-rounded as usual. Mark Few's squad is one of the nation's best defensively. Yep, we like that.
That's good, bro.
How you doing, my guy? Versus Kennesaw State, who have R.J. Johnson and Simeon Cottle, taking down Louisiana Tech in the CUSA Conference. CUSA Conference. Yeah, we're going to go Gonzaga. Miami, Missouri. It's a good game here. Miami, Missouri. They're giving Miami 62% chance. The Hurricanes want to turn games into a physical battle. He likes when his guards when his guards played running back in high school. It shows. Miami plays into the contact and forces you to get on the level. As for Missouri, 5th hardest schedule in the mighty SEC, but with wins over Florida, Vanderbilt, and Auburn, Tigers are going dancing. Even with the loss to Kentucky in the SEC tournament, they're still one of the best rebounding teams in the country. I kind of like the Missouri upset here. Shaken, I'm kind of agreeing with you, unless I see someone. We got a Miami, which means ASAL. If you're here, you're the tiebreaker. ASAL, if you're here, or anyone honestly, you're the tiebreaker. Missouri, there we go. Stumptown Yeti going Missouri. Let's do it. And then Purdue versus Queens. Shout out Queens for making it. Let's just look at Queens at all. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Noah. It wasn't me, it's the chat. They're voting again. They voted Missouri over Miami. They rank top 20 in the nation in effective field goal percentage, 59% on twos while playing at a breakneck speed on offense. Yeah, no, we're going to go Purdue. Yeah. I'm not having no 15-2 upset, unfortunately. We're going to have to go Purdue there. And lastly, we'll go Michigan over Howard. That's simple. Georgia, St. Louis. They're going 52-48. Which one are we going to go? Let's see Georgia. What do they have to say about Georgia? The Bulldogs teed up at the right time, and their potent offense carried them all the way to Selection Sunday. Entering SEC, they had the third highest scoring offense in Division I and 10th in pace. I like that. Oh, but clearly Eric does, or Shaken doesn't, because he wants St. Louis. Nation's best 2- and 3-point effective field goal percentage, and incredibly, they're also one of the top in terms of defending field goals from inside. So they're just, what? So they're just good offensively and good defensively? Not only do they take and make so many three-pointers, their two-pointers are closer to the basket than any other team. But we're going Georgia. According to you guys, we're going to go Georgia. But Shaken, I do want to say, if I make another pick after this, I think I might have to go St. Louis. I can't lie. I think I might go St. Louis after this. Texas Tech versus Akron. They're giving Akron an 18% chance to win. But looking at Texas Tech does not have JT Toppin. Ooh, okay, so they're without their best player. Anderson, who's averaging 39 minutes per game and 18.9 points per game. Versus Akron. Zips have only lost once this calendar year, and they do with an impressive offensive balance. Am I considering to go Akron here? Do you guys like this upset? Akron over Texas Tech? Texas Tech without their best player. Akron as like a sneaky upset here? Akron beat James Madison? Yeah, right? I'm seeing two go for it, so let's go Akron. I did Akron, funny enough, on my bracket I made yesterday because, Akron, Ohio came with, LeBron and yada, yada, yada. But, hey, there we go. Let's go Akron over Texas Tech. Alabama, Hofstra, you guys saw I have Bama making it pretty far in my other one after beating Illinois, beating Kentucky, beating Tennessee. Exactly, Eric. They beat top 12 college football program in the nation, Eric. James Madison. Never forget them making the championship. So let's look at Hofstra here. Former guard Speedy Claxton. I mean, dude, just the name Speedy Claxton makes me want to go Hofstra. Hofstra beat my Syracuse Orange by 1. They beat Pittsburgh by 8. Oh, but they lost to Temple. You can't lose to Temple and do well in the tournament. I'm sorry, you just can't. Temple's, yeah, no. I think I'm just going to go Bama. You guys cool if we just go Bama?
Where did they actually get graded?
You guys cool with Bama?
Sometimes do get graded in Britain City, but most of them...
Alright, we're going to go Bama. Tennessee versus Miami, Ohio. Miami, Ohio is the talk of the what's it called? The talk of the tourney, as they went, 32-0 before, but you're saying Tennessee. Jacoby Gillespie, which might be, oh no, definitely not Colin Gillespie's brother. Yeah, sorry about Miami, Ohio. Tennessee, your run ends there. UVA versus Wright State. UVA has beat Louisville, they beat Ohio State, they lost to Duke, they beat Miami. Wright State, let me learn about them. Because they beat Radford. Yikes, not loving these wins. Oakland Golden Grizzlies. For a team that plays at a below average pace, the Raiders sure do like scoring. They are 16-0 and topping 80 points this season. They've actually won 3 or 4 games in which they've allowed 90-plus points. Wright State does it the old-fashioned way with their bulk of their scoring coming close to the basket. More like wrong state. Yeah, I think we just got to go UVA. UVA just has a history of winning in big moments, and yeah, exactly, Eric. Right state, more like wrong state. But Kentucky, Santa Clara. I think I actually had Santa Clara winning in mine the other day. Santa Clara beat McNeese, beat St. Mary's, lost to Gonzaga, lost to Gonzaga. 7 seeds have won 61% of meetings against number 10 teams. Last year marked the first time multiple 10 seeds won in the first round since 2021. Well, do we have another 10 seed winning anywhere? We do have a 10 seed winning. So that means we're going to go with Kentucky. Because if it doesn't happen, maybe it happens every 5 years and I'm wrong there, but Kentucky, Santa Clara, Mark Pope, obviously coach of Kentucky. I like it. I like going Kentucky there. And then Iowa State versus Tennessee State. Iowa State led by Milan Momcilovic, I think his name is. They beat St. John's, they beat Purdue, they beat Kansas, they beat Houston. Yeah, that's all I need to see. I did not realize Iowa State was that good. So we're going to go Iowa State there. So our big upset over there is going to be Akron over Texas Tech, but that's the only upset we have in the Midwest. All right, let's head back to the East. Duke, Ohio State. I've seen a lot of people trying to convince me that Ohio State can beat Duke. I think we got to go Duke, though. Duke brings top 5 offense and defense, led by Cam Boozer. How can I pick against that, guys? I just can't. I can't pick against them. Yeah, exactly. Just put Duke all the way through. This is the game. This is the game. This one is the game, if I'm being honest. This is the game I'm going to look forward to. So much of it happens. St. John's, great coach versus Kentucky, better talent. Darren Peterson versus, the coach. Jayhawks, what is that word? Stymie? I don't know that word. I got Kansas, but I don't really know. Honestly, I'm feeling the same way. I think I want to go Kansas. I want to believe in the Cam Boozer versus Darren Peterson, possible number 1 overall pick battle. I love St. John's. I know that they're right there. Bryce Hopkins. But they did lose a couple important games. They won when it mattered. They just killed UConn after losing by 32 to UConn, so that shows me they're a little inconsistent. But I think we got to go Kansas. Inconsistent teams love to step up when needed, especially a team like Kansas, so we'll go there. USF versus Michigan State. Is there any way that USF could win this game? This would give them a 19% chance. South Florida has that balanced team once again, like we were seeing. Guards Wes Ennis and Joseph Pinion can both take over from long range. All right, let's see what Michigan State's saying. They can struggle shooting from the field, and Tom Izzo's squad might need to lean on its elite rebounding to make a deep tournament run. Yeah, USF is good, but it's going to be Michigan State. If they win the rebounding battle, it'll be Michigan State. But if USF can get hot from 3 in the early second half, I don't hate going USF, but I will go Michigan State. And then UCLA, UConn. UConn led by Terrace Reed Jr. and Solo Ball. Senior captain Alex Karabin can win his 3rd national championship with UConn, almost unheard in the modern age. That's true. It's Dan Hurley. It's the coach. We know he doesn't want to lose. UCLA is good. That's kind of funny, though, that St. John's just has had UConn's number. If you look at that, 2-6, 225, 214, really weird couple games there for UConn versus St. John's. And as for UCLA, they beat Michigan State, they beat Illinois. I kind of want to go with the UCLA upset here, Eric. I can't lie. I think I kind of want to go with a little UCLA upset here. To have UConn losing in the second round, their run is not going to continue. I don't think they're going to win 3 in a row, and I think because I don't see, unless UConn makes it far, I don't like UConn, go for it. Hey, Sarah, that's all I need to hear. They beat Purdue, they beat Illinois, they beat Michigan State. Those are 3 teams we have going far. Let's go UCLA. 7-seed UCLA against Michigan State. I like it. We'll head down here. Florida versus Clemson. Florida obviously led by Thomas Haw. Vanderbilt, Alabama, Arkansas, Tennessee wins. Defending champs, yep. With Walt, I mean, a lot of their team didn't come back, but Todd Golden's squad looks to get the ball to their leading scorers, but the Gators don't shoot nearly as well as last season's champion squad from 3 points. As for Clemson, yeah, they lost 6 of their last 10. I can't have them losing in the second round. I'm sorry, I got to have Florida moving on. Vanderbilt, Nebraska. Nebraska won a lot to start the year, lost a lot to end the year. Am I crazy to say let's go Vandy? Let's go Vanderbilt over Nebraska? I kind of like that. Yeah, let's go Vandy. I'm rooting for Vandy. UNC versus Illinois. Honestly, if I love Keaton Wagler and I love Andrei Stojakovic, so I'm going to probably very easily go Illinois here because I know that UNC's missing their top guy in Caleb Wilson, so we'll go Illinois. And then St. Mary's versus Houston. Is there any way that St. Mary's could beat Houston? Cougars stout defensively. They forced turnovers. Let's see what they say about St. Mary's. All 5 of their losses came against quality opponents. Don't hate St. Mary's here. I don't hate it, but you guys know I'm such a Houston guy that I think I'm just going to go Houston. Eric, if you have an opinion, I'd love to know, but if you want to go St. Mary's over Houston, but yeah, no, you're going Houston. We'll just go with Houston then. Keep it simple. So over here we have 1, 3, 7, 4, 1, 5, 2, 3. Over here on the left side of the bracket. Now we'll head to the right. Arizona, Utah State. Any way Utah State could upset them? Probably not. Arizona's too good. A lot of people have them winning. I'll have Arizona. Wisco versus Arkansas. I love Wisconsin, but I want to just go Arkansas because of Darius Acuff. I just want to believe in him to have such a big run. I love Wisconsin. I mean, as a basketball school, they beat Illinois, they beat Purdue, they beat Michigan State, they beat Michigan. Wow, maybe we do go Wisco. Better team versus better player. What do we take? Do we take the player in John Calipari, or do we take the overall team build in Wisco? That's close. That is close. I'll wait on someone in chat to say anything. Out on the job, Thanos, Snap, Chopsticks, Denkisser, Macaroni, Lucy Dog, if any of you guys are hanging out here, let me know if you guys have any opinions. Wisconsin versus Arkansas. Dude, exactly, Eric. You got Arkansas? I bet. We'll go Arkansas. I like it. Let's go Arkansas. BYU versus Gonzaga. Could this be our BYU upset? Could this be our BYU upset? I think I want to go BYU. I want to go AJ DeBonza. Gonzaga, though, just a better team. Beat better teams. They beat Kentucky. They beat Alabama. They beat Oklahoma. But you know, I'm gonna risk it. Let's risk it, Eric. Let's go with the higher end talent in BYU. Oh, we got to oof. I don't know if we like that. I can't have just 1 through 4 making it every time. We can't do that. I can't. There's no way, right? You can. I know, Eric. I know. Missouri versus Purdue. Purdue has beaten Alabama. They've beaten Michigan. They beat Nebraska. Missouri has beaten Tennessee, Kentucky, and Florida. They're giving Purdue a really big chance here. Missouri faced the 5th hardest schedule. We saw that. Their turnovers are worrying, though, for Missouri, and Purdue has beaten big teams. They have a point guard that's one of the best passers. He's a 40% shooter from long range. Yeah, I mean, I got to go Purdue. Then if we head back down, Michigan, Georgia. Eric, are we going Michigan? Simple as. Yeah, I think we got to, yeah. What do you get when you get a mix of a top 10 offense with a #1 defense? You get Michigan. Okay. Akron, Alabama. Is Akron our team? Eric, are we saying Akron's our team to make the Sweet 16? Zips have only lost once this whole calendar year. Impressive offensive balance. If Akron is to win its first NCAA tournament game in school history, it will need to shoot well and play the game on its terms. Yeah, I don't think so either. Alabama, if I'm seeing that Akron needs to play the game on their terms, I'm going to go Bama. Few teams make the three-pointer a bigger part of their identity. Yeah, if they're gonna have to if they're gonna have to control the game and Alabama's gonna be chucking up threes, I'm going Alabama every time. Tennessee, Virginia. Can we see a Tennessee upset here? The Volunteers shoot below 70% from the free throw line and get into turnover and foul trouble. Probably not. Virginia, top 10 rate in offensive rebounds. Cavaliers score 80 plus a whooping 20 times this season, which is, yeah, they changed their whole identity. Your research showed Tennessee. I hate to go against your research, Eric. This is convincing me to go. I did do a couple hours. Okay, you know what? This is the stream. Hey, this is the stream bracket. So let's go Tennessee. I like it. Let's go Tennessee. And Kentucky, Iowa State. Anyway, Kentucky can upset Kentucky. Denzel Aberdeen and Colin Chandler, 3-point threats. They need to play more disciplined ball as foul trouble and streaky shooting have hurt them against top rivals. Well, I don't like to hear that when they're built on defense and guard play, Iowa State. So I'm going to go Iowa State there. So now we got 1-4-2-6. 1-4-2-6 over there, which means we are officially down to our Sweet 16. We are down to our Sweet 16 here on our bracket. Starting Duke, Kansas. Duke, Kansas, Darren Peterson versus Cam Boozer. Gotta go Duke, though. Gotta go Duke. Keep it simple. Okay, I think we're just gonna keep it easy, go Duke. It'd be a good matchup overall. Top 5 offense and defense, we know that from Duke. As for Kentucky, Forey Bidunga is a strong shot blocker. Kansas struggles with rebounding and turnovers. I don't love hearing that against Duke, so I'm gonna go Duke over Kansas. Michigan State versus UCLA. Balanced teams in Michigan State. UCLA is more up and down season. Came in January, big win over Purdue. Efficient offense that takes care of the ball. Can we convince ourselves? What up, Timbo? How you doing? Can we convince ourselves for UCLA over Michigan State? Can we convince ourselves that UCLA is UCLA not making it out of round 1? Aw, dang. Okay. Well, thanks. So you're saying you're saying UCF's gonna beat them? I don't hate that, Timbo. Timbo, I don't disagree with you. I had UCF winning in my other bracket. But I'm going to have Michigan State move on. 1-3, Duke, Michigan State. We're going to go to the right side here. Arizona, Arkansas. God, I want to go Arkansas here so bad, but it just looks like Arkansas loses to all the good teams, even in close games. I really want to try and go Arkansas over Arizona, but Timbo, if you want to help out, this is the stream bracket. Timbo, I know you weren't here for the first round, so that's why we ended up going UCLA. But if you have any opinions on Arizona, Arkansas, please let me know who you got. Arizona, Arkansas. Ark is good, but Arizona looks so good. That's kind of how I feel, Eric. I don't know if I can go against Arizona here. BYU, Purdue. Can we have BYU upsetting everyone? They lost really close games to Kansas, to Houston, to Arizona. They beat Iowa State, who we have making a big run. They beat Texas Tech. They lost to Houston. They limit turnovers, rebound well, and shoot efficiently. A late season ACL injury to a senior that was a crushing blow. Ooh, that's going to suck. And then as for Purdue, Purdue beat Bama, beat Michigan, beat Nebraska, lost to Michigan State though. Purdue is a fairly slow-paced team. Boilermakers control the clock and score at facing troubled teams and that get hot from shooting the 3. Can we go BYU? Oh boy, we're up. Okay, we'll go Purdue. So 1-3, 1-2, keep it simple. Move on to the next. Florida, Vanderbilt. I think we just got to go Florida. Right? Defending champs. Gators don't shoot it as well as last year. Is Vanderbilt a good shooting team? Ooh. Elite at shot selection and free throw accuracy. Guys, is this our first upset is this gonna be our first upset of the big time? Sweet 16? Do we have Vanderbilt moving over Florida? Can we have Vandy move? I like dude, you don't gotta tell me twice, Eric. I think I like Vandy. The fouls are a trade-off for proficiency at shot blocking and steals. They have a bad habit of foul trouble, which interior. Florida is going to avenge their loss. You know what? I will go Florida. The more I read into it, I don't like Vanderbilt not being good against interior. They won't lose They won't lose after that SEC game. Yeah. Houston, Illinois. Keaton Wagler versus Kingston Flemings. This is going to be a hell of a game. Keaton Wagler, Kingston Flemings. Who do we like? Last year's runner-up is back in Houston. I like it. I had Houston winning my first one. I got 2 votes for Illinois. Let's go Illinois. Michigan, Alabama. I think we go Michigan. Right? We go Michigan over Alabama. Yeah. Timbo's keeping it simple with it. Yeah. Tennessee, Ohio State. I wish we could have Tennessee continue on, but I think Ohio State is too dominant. If there's a concern, it's the Cyclones' half-court offense, which can bog for stretches against top defenses. Well, Tennessee is not really a great defensive team. I'm sorry, Eric. I think that's where I'm going to have Tennessee's run come to an end. I think I'm going to go 1-3-1-2 over here, which is going to bring us to the Elite Eight. Duke, Michigan, Arizona, Purdue. Throw your answers, throw your options in the chat. I think we got to go Duke. I'm starting with Duke. I'm starting with Duke. I'm starting with Duke. I like it. We going Duke. Yeah. And then Arizona, bear down. Yeah, I think we're just going to go 1-1. Duke, Arizona. Yeah, I think we're going Duke, Arizona there. And now, Florida, Illinois, Michigan, Iowa State. Who we got? Florida, Illinois. Can Illinois pull off the upset? Whoever wins between Arizona and Arkansas is going to the title game. I like that pick. Arizona, Arkansas, 1-4 matchup up here. Florida, Illinois. I like Florida to the title game. Okay. Florida moves on. Eric, do you have any opinions on Illinois versus Florida? I got Florida, but I like Illinois. All right, let's go Florida, but we'll keep that in the back of our minds that we like Illinois. Michigan, Iowa State. Are we just gonna go 4 number ones? I think we're gonna go 4 number ones. Where do we go, Illinois? Or sorry, Iowa State. Where do we go, Iowa State? As the upset, 2-1 upset. Beat Gonzaga, beat Nebraska, beat Michigan State, beat Purdue, beat Illinois, beat Michigan State. Lost defensive battles to Duke, lost a defensive battle to Purdue. All chalk, I guess. I guess all chalk. We're going 1-1-1-1. Yeah, that is going to be a great game right there. Michigan State, Iowa. I wonder who's been better down the stretch of games, honestly. That's what I think is like, who's been better later in games. Yeah, they're so accurate, though, Michigan, that you just got to think there. Duke, Florida, Arizona, Michigan. Throw your answers in the chat. Throw who you think is going to move on to the national championship in the chat. Duke versus Florida, Arizona versus Michigan. So Eric is voting for Duke and Arizona. Timbo has Florida versus Zona. So we're definitely going to go Arizona making it. I'm sorry, I might have to go against you, Timbo. I hate to do it. I might have to go against you. I think I'm going to go Duke. I just know them too well. I like those Boozer brothers too much. Oh, ASAL, I know. ASAL, how do you want to do it? Do you want to go Duke? ASAL, you'll be the deciding factor here. Duke or Florida? Alright, ASAL said Duke. We'll go Duke. And then Duke, Arizona is our national championship. Who do we have winning? Who do we have winning the national championship between Duke and Arizona? Bearcats. So 1 Arizona. 1 vote for Arizona. I think I just need 1 more Arizona to give me the, okay, there it is. Said I need 1 more Arizona. AZ, there we go. Stumptown Yeti's here too with Arizona. We're going to have Arizona win in our second bracket. How many total points are scored in this? I have an idea to figure that out. Let's head over to some stream games. Let's head over to ballknowledgegaming.com and let's play the NBA points per game. I'm going to do this. Whatever the point total is what I'm going to get it as. You ready? Oh, we got a 6th man added to this too, so that's kind of exciting. So now we have a full starting lineup. I know my guys, so let's go Bob McAdoo as center, 34.5. Oh, trust me, ASAL, I know. I knew that a starting 5 is only going to get us a decent number. Denver Nuggets, I'll go with a nice little Carmelo Anthony action, 28.9. Minnesota Timberwolves, I'm either going to go Kevin Garnett. I don't think I'm going to. I'm going to go Anthony Edwards. Ant-Man, Charlotte. Let's go with a nice little Kemba Walker. Love us some UConn action. Kemba Walker. Houston Rockets. I mean, let's just go to our 6th man, James Harden. And then New York Knicks forward. You know what? Let's just go with him twice. Go shout out to my Syracuse College. Carmelo Anthony, 28.7. So we got 181.4, which rounds down. So we're going to go 181 points are going to be scored in the championship game. And that is going to do it for our stream bracket, guys. Arizona over Duke in the national championship. Our biggest upsets here is going to be USF over Louisville. Should have picked only players from those teams. I know, right, Yeti? That'd be kind of fun. That would have been a good... I should have done something like that, right? I wish I knew college basketball a little bit better to do something like that. But that was pretty fun. 181. Let's submit the bracket. There we go. Arizona is our winner. Arizona, Duke, Florida, Michigan. Very simple. Kept it very easy. But hey, that was a fun stream bracket right before the game start in 17 minutes.